Hi, this is Stacey Abbott with Corner House Realty. Welcome to another episode of Betcha Didn't Know. Today, we are standing in front of the Glyndon Train Station, better known as the Glyndon Post Office, and I'm with Ann O'Neill and Charlie Wells, longtime residents that know a ton of history about this building. So stay tuned for a lot of Betcha Didn't Knows. So Ann, tell us a little bit about the history of this train station.
Well, in order to know that, you need to know a little bit about Glyndon. Glyndon exists because of the train.
Okay.
In 1860, when the Western Maryland Railroad was coming north through, it was supposed to come through downtown Reisterstown, have a station there, but for whatever reason, the Reisterstown residents didn't want it. So the Western Maryland relocated a mile east to this area, which was basically a lot of farmland at the time. There were some visionaries who saw the feasibility and the profitability of establishing a summer resort town here. It meant that well-to-do families from Baltimore could come up, build their Victorian summer homes. This was 700 feet above sea level, so it was cooler than the city. It definitely didn't have the grime and the dirt. And Papa could ride the train to work every day. So it became a really popular place and quickly morphed into a full-time community.
So Ann, in 1871, what did this train station look like?
Well, even prior to that, there was a train stop. Okay. There was nothing else really here.
Nothing.
Once the town started to develop, there was a shed across the railroad tracks where people could wait for the train, get their ticket. But it wasn't until Samuel Townsend, one of the early go-getters of the town, built his general store right to the right of where we're standing now.
Okay.
And it not only sold general merchandise, but it contained a waiting room, a ticket booth, and a post office.
Interesting.
So as the town grew, people wanted a real train station. So in 1895, the Western Maryland built the original train station, not this one, but it was considered the prettiest station on the entire rail.
Wow. Okay.
It was built of Texas white marble, and by that I mean
beautiful.
Cockeysville, Texas.
Cockeysville, Texas.
And it had a red tile roof, and all of the wood trim was painted yellow. It was supposedly gorgeous.
Oh, wow.
However, disaster struck at the end of 1903 when it burned down. So in the beginning, this was just a train stop. Eventually, there was a shed across the tracks. Actually, at this time, just a little bit up the tracks, there was a station called Emery Grove, and it was there for the thousands and thousands of people who came from all over, particularly the city, to visit Emery Grove Methodist campground. And sometimes on a Sunday, there were 12,000 people.
Oh, wow.
The Western Maryland had to put on extra train cars.
Oh, wow.
And extra trips.
Yes,
wow.
Extra trips. And eventually, though, Emery Grove was combined with this, which in the beginning was called the Reisterstown Station. However, in 1879, the town wanted their own name. So that's when Glyndon became the official name.
How about that? So we popped in the train station, post office real quick. Charlie, can you tell us a little about these really cool P.O. boxes here?
Well, they're really cool P.O. boxes. I agree. They're all operated with combinations, and they were probably moved from the post office across the street that Ann just talked about.
Right.
And the post office moved in here in 1974 and has been here there for almost 52 years, 53 years almost.
3 years, wow. And so you mentioned that the town wanted their own name, and now it's Glyndon. Why is it Glyndon? I'm curious.
Well, Mr. Hood of the railroad gathered people together. Names were thrown into a hat, and the name Glyn, Glyn, was pulled out of the hat.
Oh.
And so it became Glyndon. Glyn is a Scottish name.
Okay.
So that's how we got our name.
So really
Glyndon.
just by picking a name out of a hat.
Name out of a hat, that's right.
How about that? That is amazing. So at the end of every episode of Betcha Didn't Know, we ask a Betcha Didn't Know. So take it away, Charlie.
So the train station was for sale in 1999. The owner knew Glyndon and knew the people well and wanted to make the first opportunity to Glyndon people to own it. And so Glyndon people got together, and 43 families and a couple of businesses formed a limited liability company and off we went. We finished, closed on the building in December 1999, and we've been maintaining it ever since. We're really happy to have the post office still a tenant here in the train station. They were here since 1974, so they've been here almost 53 years. With the post office, we of course get postmasters and postal clerks, and they have been great, even to the point of receiving letters from children to Santa Claus, and sometimes replying to them. We're really happy about that.
It's an amazing post office for sure.
Like we have said earlier,
yeah,
it's a community center.
It's a community center, right? And it's not only a post office; it's a community center.
Right. And then in 2003, we already had the post office here, but Santoni's rented the second floor.
Wow.
And that is now their headquarters.
So how is this building maintained? It's just always looks so beautiful.
Well, for the past 25 years, since we've owned it, 27 years, we've had to do a number of maintenance actions to keep it in tip-top shape. Right. Several of the examples are, when we first bought it, we had to replace the internal gutter system. Since then, we've also repointed a lot of the brick that needed to be repointed, including rebuilding the piers under the canopy where we started this conversation. Several years ago, the cupola up on top blew off.
Oh, wow.
And we had to have it rebuilt and put back up there. We replaced all the lighting, the incandescent lighting and fluorescent lighting, with LED lighting. And we replaced a 50-year-old furnace with heating and air conditioning and an HVAC system. So we're pleased to be able to say that it's still in great shape.
So we've learned so much history about this train station. And if I wanted to find out even more history, where can I go and see?
Well, Historic Glyndon Inc. does have a website, historicglyndon.org, and the Glyndon Community Association has their own website as well.
Amazing. Now, look, thank you, Anne. Thank you, Charlie, for giving us this just an amazing amount of information on this train station post office that most of you know it as. And I hope you learned so much about Glyndon. If you haven't even been in, stop in and say, whether you get mail here or not, it's really a cool building. So have a wonderful, wonderful day. And thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.